amazing dessert. It's easy to do. So welcome if you're just joining us. Cabernet Sauvignon, chocolate mousse, 3 ingredients: chocolate chips, heavy whipping cream, and I love to make it with Cabernet Sauvignon. Just adds that amazing flavor. So good, so good. So stick around. We're going to work our way through the workflow and talk about workloads, how long it should take. Listen, following a recipe is just like in your business. You've got to have good workflows, and you've got to let your team know who shall do what by when, and how long should those tasks take. And I've got some fun little tips for you on how to avoid a mistake by overworking or underworking your chocolate mousse. This is the same in your business. Your team might overwork something or underwork something. Catastrophe strikes. So, okay, we've already made it through the plan. Step 1 of any project management, any workflow. What is the plan? We're going to make Cabernet Sauvignon chocolate mousse in 20 minutes or less. Number 2, we took inventory. What did we need? We got our chocolate chips. I just like semi-sweet, basic chocolate chips, some heavy whipping cream, and some Cabernet Sauvignon. I just think it's excellent. Again, you can use other liqueurs, or you can use tangerines or cherries. The sky is the limit. Whatever you want to do, lots of great flavors out there. So we're going to grab this bowl. We're going to get a fresh spoon over here. Step 1 is prep, get all our ingredients out. And so actually we're up to step 4. We're going to melt the chocolate. Here it is, folks. It's this easy. We are literally going to take this beautiful bag of chocolate chips. We're going to pour them all into one bowl. Super easy. And we're going to add a healthy dose of some Cabernet Sauvignon. I grew up in a winery, so I like to add lots of wine to my foods. So we're going to add some wine, and we're just going to let that go into the microwave. Now, you're going to run this at about 30-second increments, times 3 different times. We'll go 30 seconds and then stir it. 30 seconds, stir it. Now, here's the thing. If you overwork this part of the workflow in this recipe, you're going to get gritty chocolate, like gritty. The chocolate crystallizes. It's not very yummy. You don't get that smooth chocolate mousse type of taste, right? We want syrupy, nice, beautiful chocolate. So let's see what we got here. I cheated. I already had one going in there. So look at this. We've got just some nice, beautiful, I don't know if we can do it here so you can see this nice, beautiful chocolate, but we got to stir it up a little, right? So who shall do what by when? The prep cook is going to go through and melt the chocolate, 30 seconds in the microwave, just some Cabernet Sauvignon. If you don't want alcohol, you can use other non-alcohol flavors. You can even add some cherry juice or some tangerine juice or orange juice if you want like orange chocolate mousse. So all we're doing is we're just getting it a little bit smoother, and look at that. It is just perfect. Now, I had already done this one once before, so I think we're pretty good there. Just getting out a few more, stir it around. Use the back of the spoon against the outside of the bowl. That's what's going to get some of those blend in, some of those chocolate chunks that haven't yet finished melting in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the freezer. We want to cool it down just a little bit for when we're going to add it to the whipping cream. So we have some whipping cream. Next step, we are already on workflow number 5 is over here, and it says whip the heavy whipping cream. So we've got our blender over here, or a mixer. We're just going to take this. Now, here's the thing. Here's what happens. If you overwork the whipping cream, or if you underwork the whipping cream, you're going to have some problems. This is why it's important to have procedures. This is why it's important to have good processes in your business, because without some tips and tricks and guidance, the recipe can go awry, right? That's why it's important to have the workloads. How long should this take? In my law firm days, right? I remember days where somebody would do something and they'd have 20 hours. And I'd think, how? That project should take 4 hours at its max, right? But I never put any boundaries or parameters. I never set the expectation. So again, chocolate mousse, super easy to make. We're doing Cabernet Sauvignon chocolate mousse, 3 ingredients, semi-sweet chocolate chips. We already melted those, that's cooling. Now we're gonna whip our heavy whipping cream, and that Cabernet or whatever flavoring of choice went into the melted chocolate, right? Super easy. You guys, this is a great one to do with friends before dinner. Make them help mix, and then they get to see it go in the fridge to chill before dinner. And then after dinner, everybody gets to partake. It's so much fun. So I'm gonna come over here and just whip this in the sink so that I don't splatter everywhere. Always a good idea, right? So I'm gonna get it on high, whipping it up. We gotta whip that whipping cream. And here's the thing. If you've never made this before, it helps to have a recipe. It helps to have the instructions step by step by step, right? It would help to have a diagram. What is the consistency you're looking for? What are you trying to accomplish? Because it can quickly, in literally a minute, go awry and do something the wrong way. So my liquid here is already starting to thicken. We've been blending this for not even 30 seconds, right? And it's already starting to thicken some more. But here's the thing. If I were to stop too soon, in other words, the workflow is underworked, well, we're going to have a little bit of a problem. It's going to result in a very liquidy chocolate mousse. And we want that nice, thick chocolate mousse, right? So we're going to have fun. And so let's just stop for a minute, because it's looking really good here. Let's get a fresh spoon here for you. It's looking really good, but it's pretty liquidy, right? That's not going to hold up the chocolate into a nice mousse. So if you underwork the recipe, we got a problem, right? You're not going to have as much. So let's keep going here. And I'm going to show you the other side of what happens if you overwork it. If you overwork it, hold on, let's keep blending, let's keep blending. Oh, it's doing its thing, it's doing its thing. See, this is the beautiful thing. Chocolate, homemade Cabernet Sauvignon chocolate mousse in less than 20 minutes. 3 ingredients, make it easy, a simple workflow. It's everything you need. So one of the techniques you're going to see in the bowl is you'll start to see that there's little like ringlets around where the blender has gone as it's getting whipped. That's an indicator it's getting close to being done. And I was going to over whip this, but I think my heart is just not in that place today. I think we're just going to whip it to perfection. But here's what happens if you over whip it. It becomes butter. Have any of you ever made butter? If you over whip the heavy whipping cream, it becomes butter. And then we'd be having chocolate butter instead of chocolate mousse. So we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is get it just enough so that it creates these nice peaks so that we can see if it's really going to hold up its form when we add in the chocolate. So we're coming along. We're coming along. There we go. We're done. Look at that. It even sticks to the spoons here. All right. So here's another look at what's looking like here. This is chocolate mousse. This is good mousse whipping cream ready to fold in that chocolate. It's thick. Look at that. It's holding its shape, right? Remember before we did it, it would drizzle out. Now, if I went like another 30 seconds, this would be homemade butter. Oops, it does fall a little bit. And listen, homemade butter is delicious. Add some chopped rosemary, some sea salt or smoked sea salt. Amazing, right? Mind-blowing. We didn't want to make chocolate butter today. So it's important to watch your workflow. It's important to know the workload. How long did it take to do this step? So we are in step 5, whip. And now we're gonna blend this with that chocolate. So let's grab the chocolate out of the freezer. We just wanted to bring it down a little more so it wasn't too hot. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add a little bit of this chocolate in, and we're gonna slowly fold it in. I'm gonna use about half the chocolate at first. Now remember, the chocolate, it might be a little warm still because we had melted it in the microwave. And so look at that, it's already just, oh, so yum, so yum. Look at that coloring coming in together. So we're just lightly folding this together. So again, your workflows and your procedures, they give a new employee that guidance, or a first-time chocolate mousse maker, the instructions on how to do this right. What are some of the tips, the techniques? And this might be where you have a little video or you have a picture. What are you trying to make? So listen, right now we've got chocolate mousse. It's looking beautiful. It still needed a little more mixing, but it's time to add in the rest of the chocolate because I like some good flavored chocolate mousse. And today we added a good third of a cup, half cup of the Cabernet Sauvignon. So we have Cabernet Sauvignon chocolate mousse. Yummy. But again, it comes down to simple recipe, 20 minutes or less. But if you don't do it right, if we overwork it or underwork it, our recipe goes awry. How many of you employers have had something happen where the recipe went awry and your team didn't build out something the way you want it, right? It's frustrating. It's frustrating for them. It's frustrating for you because listen, you want it to be perfect every time. That's the benefit of good policies and procedures, right? They're going to do it right the first time, every time. That's what we want. Consistent success. That's what good workflows bring. That's why if you don't have your workflows built out in your business, join the Workflows and Workloads Boot Camp. It is literally what I use to recreate in my law firm business, in my current business. So many things have gotten so simplified, all due to a good workflow. I'm always asking my team about how's the workflow? Do we need to revise it? How's the procedure, the sub instructions? So look at this now, you guys. Oh my goodness, so beautiful, nice, thick. Oh, I can't wait to have some of this later. It is gonna be amazing. It's just a little bit liquidy, but it's gonna set up in the refrigerator. So that's the beauty of putting it in the refrigerator, letting it get in there a little bit and chill out. And that's what sets it up in those cups. So final step, you can serve it in, chill it in this one bowl. It can be a beautiful thing and everybody gets to dig in and get a scoopful, or you could go ahead and put it into individual glass containers, wine glasses, little glass bowls, petri dishes, whatever you want. Everyone loves a little chocolate mousse every now and then. So here's the thing, everyone. I love making things easy. I love helping break it down so that we have a good workflow, a clear instruction path. And when you're building and you want to build consistent success, map that workflow. Step 1, we plan. Step 2, we take inventory. What do we need? Step 3, we prep. Step 4, we melt the chocolate here. Step 5, we whipped the whipping cream and blended them together. Step 6, we're gonna chill this baby. And step 7, we're gonna eat and debrief. Always one of the most important parts of any project management. You gotta do the debrief. What did we learn? What worked? What didn't work? That's a key to ongoing success. Always be refining. Let your team be part of this. Let your team be involved in innovating and refining. That's where they're going to thrive. You're going to get that long-term retention, and you're going to get happier team, more productive, more profitable work products. All right, everyone. I hope I have inspired you to get in there and enjoy some Cabernet chocolate mousse or whatever flavoring you want to add to this evening. 3 ingredients: chocolate chips, heavy whipping cream, and your flavoring of choice. So with that, you should all know how to do it. Now it's just a matter of use the workflow and make sure you use the workload so you don't underwork or overwork your chocolate or your whipping cream. That's what positions you for consistent success. All right, everyone, time for me to have a little chocolate mousse. Can't wait. And time for you, get signed up for the Workflows and Workloads Boot Camp. If you're not sure if this is what you need right now in your business, DM me, reply back, let me know. Happy to get on with you, help you thrive. All right, everyone. That's it from Kristen in the kitchen. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.